evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Manchester police are searching for thieves who stole the uniforms of a Franklin County high school basketball team. Depending on where you live, it might cost you more for 911 service now. There was a big lottery winner in the state last Friday night, and Winchester and Shelbyville police need your help in locating fugitives in their area. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
When you're running late headed to that sporting event or horse show and hungry but need gas, you don't have to choose which to get. Just stop at any Quick Mart where gas prices are normal and the food is outstanding. Burgers, fries, salads, sub sandwiches, chicken strips, egg rolls, even pizza can be picked up while the gas is pumping. Stop by any Quick Mart today and not only save time, but enjoy some good cooking, southern hospitality, and prices you can live with.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you, or at crackerbarrel.com.
Welcome back. Manchester police are searching for thieves who spoiled a Friday night high school basketball game between teams in Franklin and Rutherford counties after buses carrying squads from Huntland High School stopped for food at Manchester's Logan's Roadhouse restaurant on their way to a contest with Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro. Players, coaches, and parents returned after the meal to discover someone had taken laptop computers, iPads, team jerseys, and other equipment. A parent's car was also entered. The value of the stolen items was estimated at more than $7,000. Manchester police say surveillance cameras may provide leads about vehicles connected with the theft. The game between the two schools will be rescheduled.
The International Afghanistan Photo Exhibit Unordinary Lives by Manka Juvan opened last week at Motlow College's Moore County campus, according to Bobby Underwood, Secretary of Academic Affairs at the college. Juvan's work was previously displayed at Motlow Smyrna Center in December and will be available for public viewing inside Oaf Hall until February 5th. Juvan, a Slovenian native, has also released the photos in a book entitled Unordinary Lives. According to an excerpt from the book, Juvan believes the stories of ordinary Afghans deserves to be both told and seen in order to remind us of what the real images of war and poverty, of lives far from ordinary, look like. Underwood said, quote, "The photographs are overwhelmingly moving. The public, students, faculty, and staff should all try to see this powerful exhibit," end quote. For those unable to visit the exhibit, the Slovenian embassy donated the Unordinary Lives book to Motlow students. Students can find the book in the Clayton Glass Library on the Moore County campus.
There's a lucky Tennessee Cash lottery player holding a ticket now worth $749,724 after last Friday night's drawing. The ticket purchased in Crossville matched all 6 numbers drawn in Tennessee's own drawing-style game. The winner has not yet claimed the prize. The Tennessee Educational Lottery Corporation operates entirely from its revenue it generates through the sale of its products. Net proceeds from sales of lottery tickets are currently averaging over $6 million per week. The funds are used to fund specific education programs, including college scholarships, after-school programs, and the new Tennessee Promise initiative. Since the lottery began selling tickets on January 20th, 2004, it has raised more than $3.2 billion for those programs. In addition to the educational beneficiaries, players have won over $7.9 billion in prizes, and lottery retail partners have earned over $822 million in retailer commissions.
Tennessee's new Uniform 911 surcharge took effect January 1st, updating the state's longtime model for funding 911 operations and providing for changes in technology and consumer choice. On April 25, 2014, the Tennessee General Assembly passed the 911 Funding, Modernization, and IP Transition Act of 2014, which established a single $1.16 charge per month for residential and business lines in Tennessee. In some cases, customers' rates increased, while others saw their rates decrease. The cellular 911 surcharge was adjusted from $1 to $1.16 per month. The new uniform rate will help cover the costs of necessary technological upgrades needed to provide Tennesseans with prompt and accurate 911 services while adequately funding local 911 services in light of the ongoing reduction of landline use across Tennessee. Additionally, the surcharge supports the state's Next Generation 911 program. Next Generation 911 will better provide information and data to first responders, which allows local 911 operators to more quickly assess an emergency and ensure that the necessary equipment and personnel can properly respond to the scene. The new rate will be reflected on customers' January telephone and cellular phone bills.
Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back. Contact Lifeline is needing volunteers as they kick off a new suicide prevention initiative. Peggy Burton spoke with a representative from Contact Lifeline about the program.
On the set with me today, Ellen Stowers, and she is with Contact Lifeline, and I've just enjoyed talking to you so much, Ellen. I'm so glad you're here, because I think what you're doing is something that everybody needs to know about, and it is very important. And you told me you were a suicide survivor.
Yes, ma'am.
And the fact that you're doing this really is
it's
important.
A passion.
And it makes you share what you have learned. Tell me a little bit about what you all are looking for at Contact Lifeline.
First of all, We need volunteers. I mean, we're always in need of volunteers.
All right, I'm fixing to give a phone number right now.
Okay.
Then we'll go on with that. 1-800-454-8336.
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. That's
Okay.
right.
And that's for people who know something.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll mention it again.
And then something else that we're starting this year, February 9th, we're starting a suicide survivors group for those that have lost their loved ones to suicide. It gives them a place to kind of go and know that they're not alone, that they're not going through the remainder of the journey alone.
Now, at that meeting, if there's people that have contemplated suicide, do you encourage them to come also? Or is this just for their...
It's just for those who's been left behind for right now. That our goal is to cater to those that are suicidal or survivors of suicide ideation, I guess is the word that we're looking for.
And I think maybe people don't realize how it escalates when a family member or a close friend commits suicide.
Yeah,
how it overpowers the family, and people feel guilty, do they, sometimes?
They do. A lot of the family members that are left behind are wondering, what did they do wrong? How could they have stopped it? They take that guilt on themselves. For being a survivor myself, I know that while you're inside that really deep, dark bubble, your thoughts are, if I'm not here, my family will be better off. So it's kind of like the reverse, and it's not. It's not.
Never that way.
It's not.
It hurts your children, your husband,
It hurts everybody.
Your
friends,
mother, your father, your friends. It affects. It just ripples.
It affects everybody.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm so proud of you for being a survivor. Do you know what it is that pulled you out of the deep hole?
Personally, it was divine intervention at that point. I had a 1-year-old, or she was less than a year old. I was going through postpartum depression. Being a military career person, I was miles away from my home, from my mom.
Were you military, or was it your
My husband was military. So I was a dependent for 18 years of his 22-year career. But at that point, I mean, away from home, I grew up in a very small town where everyone knew each other, and here I felt isolated.
You felt isolated.
And that was being a military. A lot of military dependents can relate to that, Always, deployments were coming up. Thankfully, my husband at that point was not being deployed, but it was just, I felt like a married single mom, if that makes sense.
There's a lot of that.
And then I was going through, I'm an abuse survivor from childhood. So those memories were coming back. It was stuff I had never dealt with. I thought
it was all just going through
everything
your head,
was just coming on.
And like if somebody calls someone on the lifeline and they are really threatening suicide seriously, does the lifeline person interrupt their...
We talk with them. We're basically there. We listen, and while we're listening there, we're also gathering the information. If they are in the midst of a suicide crisis,
do you call police?
We call police. We call mobile crisis. We have a whole group of people that we can call. Mobile crisis goes out to the cops. Will show up, and it's not like it used to be where if you called the police, they come. Light sirens, handcuff you, put you in the back of the car.
Quietly.
They actually come and quietly talk with you, and then get you to the help that you need, to the emergency room for mental health evaluation.
Well, you know what, Ellen, our time is almost up. Any last words?
Just if you know anyone that deep in your gut that you feel, or if they're talking about suicide, wanting to die, even kids, that seems to be the thing. If such and such doesn't happen, I'm going to kill myself. Stop them and ask the question, are you serious? Are you really wanting to take your life? If they give you a yes, call that number. Call the 1-800 number.
Get serious about it.
Yes.
Because it's a serious problem in this country.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is your one-stop truck shop for any kind of truck you're looking for.
The all-new 2015 Chevrolet Colorado is here. Plus, we've got cab and chassis and dualies.
And a full-size pickup truck selection that goes on for miles.
And a huge selection of certified pre-owned and used trucks galore.
Check out all our inventory online at stanmcnabb.com or ILikeBigTrucks.com. Remember, Stan McNabb is a dealer that always has more trucks for less bucks.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor stat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your Newsleader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with Newsleader on Channel 6, your local information network.
And welcome back. If getting in shape was one of your New Year's resolutions, you might be looking for a place to work out. Jim spoke with Andy Harvey, owner of Harvey's Gym, about his facility.
Whatever motivated you to get into this?
I always loved fitness. You know, I was a kid. I looked at the comic books. If you remember, had the Charles Atlas ads.
Yes,
I looked at the Charles Atlas ads, and it was just something I always wanted to do. And when I was a kid, I would save my money in the summer, I remember, and I bought those old springs that they used to have in the old bull workers. I had those, and I bought heavy bags and speed bags and the little dumbbells that you trade out. And every evening I put together a little program that I did while my brother was inside watching TV, or the rest of the family. And it was just something that I always enjoyed. And as I got older, I was looking to get into amateur boxing, and there wasn't an amateur boxing at Columbia at the time, so I got into karate that led into kickboxing, that led into me owning my own karate school, and then that led me into the gym, and that's where I stayed.
You currently still own the two gyms, the one in Tullahoma and the one in Columbia, and I would guess that at the time you got into this, that's when this fitness craze was really beginning to take hold. It was probably a good time to be in that business, was it not?
What we tried to do, I opened up the first gym in Columbia in 1982, and I was a fireman as well, and so I continued to do that for years, and then opened up the second gym in Pulaski, excuse me, several years later, and it took off real well, so I decided to keep going from there. Tullahoma was actually my fourth gym. But what I did is I looked around at rural areas, and it seemed like that people that were putting in gyms in rural areas was not investing much money, and they was just getting a handful of used stuff and trying it in a little building somewhere. And it's just not going to work if you do it that way. So what we tried to do was to put a Nashville type gym and downscale it to fit the community or the amount of people in the community, but try to make it a first class big town gym. And that's what we did, and we've luckily, with God's blessing, been very successful with it.
And you're seeing some video, I believe that's the Tullahoma facility.
It is.
Yeah. And that's some kind of the cardio?
Yeah, it is. We just got through remodeling that gym. We put in some new cardio, I think, last year or year before, and we just put in more new equipment now. But we've just got through completely remodeling the gym. So if you haven't been there in a while, we'd really like to invite everyone back out. For it's a really new gym almost again.
Right. How long has this Tullahoma store been?
Tullahoma's been here, I think it's been about 12 years now.
Yeah, okay. Do I recall that it's open 24/7?
Again, what we try to do years ago was trying to make it accessible to everybody and their schedule, because time is what people really don't have a lot of, is time. And so everybody told me not to do that. Every lawyer, everybody said don't do it this way, but we did, and it's worked really well. What we did is we have a fingerprint system that matches an access code that allows you to come 24/7, and by not having, it's your gym. It's basically your gym. You come anytime you want, Christmas Day, any day. But by doing it with this fingerprinting code, it doesn't have me to have someone at a desk with his head on the desk at 3 o'clock in the morning just to be there, where I have to excuse me, I have to pass that cost on down to you. Sure. So there's really no reason for that. So we was able to do it this way and able to keep the cost down. And like I said, we've had 11 gyms like this, and they've always worked wonderful. I have never even had a lady tell me that they've ever been made to feel uncomfortable at 3 o'clock. That was our big worry. But it's never really happened. We run the gyms, all of them. They're very clean, and we run them on a faith-based. I'm very big in my faith, and we keep our morals that way, and it's always done very well.
Right. And there's a lot of positive reasons why one should actually work out and keep themselves in shape.
Well, you know, Jerry and I was talking, because Jerry comes to the gym. We were talking about a while ago, and I think sometime when you're 70 or you're 80, I don't think anybody's ever going to say, you know, I'm glad I stopped going to that gym. I think they're either going to say, I'm glad I kept going, or I wish I had.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
The wait is finally over. The 2015 50th anniversary Ford Mustang is finally here. This is one awesome vehicle. Let me give you a few stats on this V8 Mustang. 435 horsepower, independent rear suspension, 25 miles per gallon, and this is the one you've been waiting for. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Don't blink an eye or you'll miss it. Come by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester and check it out. The 2015 Mustang, the all-new redesign, will leave you speechless.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is, The Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you, or at crackerbarrel.com.
Welcome back. Shelbyville authorities need your assistance in locating a fugitive. Trevacius Valdez Rankins is wanted by the Shelbyville Police Department for aggravated burglary and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent felony. He is considered armed and dangerous. If you know the whereabouts of Rankins, call the Shelbyville Police Department at 931-684-5811 or Crime Stoppers at 931-685-4300.
On Tuesday, January 20th at approximately 6 a.m., the Winchester Police Department responded to a 911 call at 1013 North High Street. Over 20 rounds from a .223 rifle had been fired into the residence occupied by a 70-year-old woman. All the rounds were fired from the property next door. The owner of that property, Mark Castle, is a person of interest in the investigation and considered a suspect. Castle is described as a white male, 40 years old, 5 foot 9 inches tall, and weighing 165 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Mr. Castle's vehicle is inoperable, and he has been known to recently use a bicycle for his mode of transportation. Mr. Castle has an outstanding felony warrant on him for another crime and is considered an armed and dangerous fugitive. He has a lengthy, violent criminal history, and according to a family member, is suffering from mental illness. The Winchester-Franklin County Crime Stoppers is offering rewards up to $1,000 for information leading to the arrest of Castle.
Don't forget to tune in to this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Kitty Shukla, who will update us on the annual diamond-studded evening benefiting Trinity Daycare. Chloe Lee will drop by and tell us about painting lessons in Manchester. And Tullahoma librarian Sharon Edwards will let us know about their local history series coming to Tullahoma's Lanham Memorial Library on Thursday. We'll have all that and more on this week's Living.
Special interest groups spent almost $750,000 last year to entertain Tennessee state lawmakers. That's up by more than $75,000 compared to 2013. The Tennessee Ethics Commission says lobby groups report spending $725,000 to wine and dine state representatives and senators during the reporting period ending December 31st. Lobby groups paid $650,000 to host events for state lawmakers in 2013. A law passed in 2006 limits the amount lobby groups can spend on individual representatives, but allows liberal spending on events that include all members of the General Assembly.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Are you tired of getting those letters in the mail being turned down for that new car due to bankruptcy, medical expenses, or divorce? Then look no further than Russell Barnett Kia. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Russell Barnett Kia, we are your bank. Dial 931-455-6066 or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, we are the bank and we can help you. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Serving you as a local firefighter.
Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force.
Serving Tullahoma.
Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1944 at 70 degrees. The record low was in 1940 at minus 10 degrees. Average high on this day is 49 and the average low is 29. Tonight, look for cloudy weather in your forecast with a low of around 24. Mostly sunny weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 48 and a low of 38. Rain comes in your forecast again on Thursday with a high of 52 and a low of 31. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.